We got a request in from the hotline. You guys wanted an updated makeup routine, so here it is. In the YouTube world of professional full beat makeup, here is my crunchy, simple, low tox, little to no waste makeup routine. Since my last makeup video, I've tried a lot of the Crunchi brand, and since that's mostly what I use, I decided to show you everything I've ever bought from them and share my opinions as a non-affiliate. Hi, my name's Savannah, and if you're new here, I like to create lifestyle and travel videos on this channel. I've been switching over pretty much all of my lifestyle to a more holistic, just low tox lifestyle for a couple years now, and so this makeup routine will definitely reflect that. But if you're interested in learning more about the lifestyle, or that's you already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm sure we'll get along, and let's get into the video. So here we go. I have a freshly cleansed and exfoliated face. I actually, since the last video, bought some Crunchi Skincare. So I wanted to show you that because I've started to use it. This is everything that I have from Crunchi regarding skincare. So this is their cleansing balm, and this I've used a lot of, okay? This product I love. I will 100% be rebuying this actually pretty soon because there's not a ton left. But I bought this essentially to help remove my makeup, and it is truly one of those makeup removing, like, melting balms. It is so nice. Before I was using a lot of the makeup eraser kind of cloths and rags, some from their brand and some not, but just after washing them and maybe not taking care of them exactly how I should, my makeup was not fully coming off, and even with a double cleanse, it was not great. Kind of pulling at my skin, which I'm trying to not do because I'm almost 30, and so this is really good. You put it on and even on your eyes, and if you've seen other videos where people do that, you kind of look like a raccoon, and then you take a nice warm cloth and you just like take it all off, and it feels so good. So that product I love. This one I just opened about a day or so ago because I'm trying to use up some stuff. You will see that is a theme in this video. That is a big thing that I like to do, is really use up my products. So this is the I Am Luminous Oil, and I love an oil on my face. This is something that I had not been using because I had been using up products. I had not been using an oil, and I think that when doing skincare, serums and oils make a huge difference. So I kind of was just like, I'm done. Like, I want to open this. So I opened it about a day or so ago. So far I like it. Again, I can't really give a full total review. That's kind of the same thing that happened with this. This is the Nightlight Advanced Youth Activating Facial Cream, and I wanted this because, again, I'm almost 30. I have sort of on and off been doing anti-aging for, many years, but I don't have a whole lot in my current routine that is anti-aging. Retinol is one of the main things that they say to use for anti-aging, but it's really not the best for you. Apparently it's more on like a toxic end. So I just wanted to try this out. So far I like it, but I can't really speak to results or anything. For anyone that is younger than me watching this, or really at any age, I think it's important to start taking care of your skin. So if you're someone that hasn't before and you want a tip, this is my tip, okay? I have had a skincare routine since I was probably 15 years old, but the one thing that I have always neglected is my eyes, and I regret it. As far as aging is concerned, one of the first things that I'm noticing when I smile are like crow's feet out from here, and I've never gotten Botox or anything like that. I don't know if you can see them now. I feel like it's more so when I have makeup on, but they can be pretty drastic at times. I can potentially attribute it to two things that I didn't do that maybe if I would have done, potentially could have made things better. And that is using an eye cream, using like eye patches more often, and then sunglasses. And sunglasses really aren't the best because they disrupt your circadian rhythm. In the day, your eyes need to see sunlight to tell your body, hey, it's during the day. And then at night, you're supposed to keep the lights low and everything like that so that your brain and body knows it's time to go to bed. But when you wear sunglasses during the day, it kind of disrupts all of that because all of a sudden then it's dark. So for a long time I just didn't wear them. Now that I know that, I try not to wear them as much. But I recently got this Crunchi Power Light, and this I've used quite a bit of already, and I cannot say for sure that it's changing anything in my eyes. I don't want to lie to you, and I'm not 100% sure about that, but I do think, generally speaking, having your skin moisturized makes a huge difference. So because I am moisturizing the area around my eyes, I do think that it's better. And same thing with your skin. If your skin's looking dull and you exfoliate and you moisturize, it's going to look better. And then I have their Sunlight SPF 30, which this I think I got in the last video. I've clearly used a lot of it. I use sunscreen every day on my face before I put my makeup on, and this has been a good one. It does have a bit of a white cast until you rub it in, and then it doesn't. So that is on right now. So today I've used all of these products except This one I used last night because it was the night, and then I used something different in the shower today. This one you're supposed to do on dry skin, so I obviously don't use that in the shower. Okay, this is kind of embarrassing when you see my makeup drawer. I mean, I'm not embarrassed of it. It's just funny because in the world of social media, there's so much excess. What I'm about to show you is very much not excess. If you hear this, I have one of those beds that like adjusts by itself, so the air is pumping. But I have this whole nice vanity that I'm sitting at. This one drawer is all of my makeup. Here we go. Genuinely, this is it, guys. This is what I will be pulling from. So if you want to take this as a bit of de-influencing, then take it as de-influencing, because the truth is, if you're watching videos where people are using 9 million products, number one, they're not good for you. Number two, makeup doesn't last that long, like the shelf life of it. There is absolutely no way that the people that have that much makeup can actually use it within the time frame. So if you were just like an average everyday person and that's something that's always made you feel kind of jealous or less than, don't let it, okay? If you can do your makeup every day with what you have and it looks the same, like whatever. So anyways, in my first Crunchi video, I reviewed, or I tried out, the foundation and the primer. So you're supposed to use their Smart Primer first and then their Beautifully Flawless foundation. This is probably one of their most popular products. People really, really love it. In the video, I struggled with getting my shade at first, and then once I did, I also really loved it. Since that video came out, they came out with the Sunlight Tinted Sunscreen, which has SPF 30 in it. I was so excited, guys. This is so much more up my alley. I used to use the It Cosmetics CC cream and I loved that. Now that I have this, I'm gonna be so honest with you, not that this is bad, okay? It's not bad. It's just, I do feel that it's heavier on the skin. I feel like I don't want my hair to touch it, versus this is just so lightweight and everyday, and it provides what I really like in a tinted sunscreen, a tinted SPF, which is basically some coverage. It evens things out. Like I have some redness for sure. It evens that out, but it doesn't cover my face. So you can still see some things through, and I just think it looks a lot more natural. That being said, my skin, like I said, I'm almost 30. My skin is pretty clear now. When I was a teenager, I had problem skin. If that is you, if you have problem skin, then you may want to consider this one. I would have considered more of a full coverage at that point, because this is just gonna cover better. Also, since then, I got the My Alibi Liquid Concealer, and so when I have little spots, I will put them on. I recommend, if you have active acne, to put it on your hand first or somewhere else that's clean, but my skin is really clean right now and everything. I don't have like active anything, it's just kind of some redness, so I'm just gonna dot this. I'm looking at my actual mirror. I'm just gonna dot this on some redness, just kind of so you can see. My cheeks are quite red today, but I did gua sha, so that's probably why, because you bring the blood to the surface. This is really nice for just a little bit of extra coverage. And then I got these, oh, I'll link these because these are nice. These silicone brush things, because if you ever take your makeup with you, then it covers your brushes. So I'll just dot these in. Sometimes I just leave, then I just put my SPF over top of it, my tinted SPF. We'll just dot those in a little bit. And actually, I lost a bristle. Actually, I feel like you can even tell already that it did mute. Wow, that's actually really impressive. It muted a lot of that redness. Cool. So this is actually my second bottle. This one I need to throw away. I really just try to use things honestly way too long, but I got a new one because it is like out. So this is what it looks like. I know I need to clean my brush. Should have done that before, but I didn't. So this is just a Morphe brush that I had. I didn't see the need to replace, but it's just a flat top brush. I used to apply my face stuff with my hands, and I think about that now and I'm like, ew, how did I do that? Another tip, because I talked about it, if you are somebody that is struggling with acne prone skin, you may have heard the tips about washing your pillowcase and watching your phone against your face. But another thing that I'll add to that is, don't touch your face if your hands aren't clean. I am very religious about that. Like if I'm doing my skincare, doing my makeup, I make sure that my hands are clean. Even if I have to wash them multiple times, I will do that. So you can see as I'm blending this in that a lot of that redness is gone, and some of it does still show through. I feel like that's kind of the beauty about it. If you have freckles, you'll probably still see your freckles. If you have any little marks or anything, it still shows through and it just makes it look a lot more natural. Next, I take Crunchi's translucent finishing powder and I just put a little bit into the lid. I have this kabuki brush and I just hit this against the vanity to even it out a bit, and I just put this on to set it a little bit and so it doesn't feel so sticky. I don't actually always do this. This is a newer step that I've added, but I really don't like the feeling of things sticking to my face. So I also used to always use a setting powder, and I'm like, why am I not doing that now? For bronzer, you'll really see where things start getting pathetic around here. I'm gonna show you Crunchi's bronzer just so you can see it. I'm honestly almost to using it, but this is what I've been using. It is so beat up because I've just used this to death. I talked about things being expired. 100% this is expired. There is nothing left, but it still does work. Like, I still get it out of there. This is the Merit Bronze Balm in clay, and I have really liked that. You used to be able to draw it on. Obviously I don't do that anymore, but for today, we're going to try Crunchi. So this is in the shade W75 and W125, like this. And so I'm just gonna get a little in the middle. That actually looks like a lot. My dog's snoring over there. All right, so I typically put bronzer like here. On my cheekbone is where I put blush, and then I put highlighter like above that if I use it. This might be a little bit rough. We'll actually paint it on a decent little line, and then I'll put it up here. And this just brings in a bit of color and warmth to my face because I'm pale as a ghost. Pale as a ghost. So I'm just showing you an everyday makeup look. I don't always put on bronzer or do quite this much. My dog is snoring so loud. Like, if I kind of want to feel more put together, if I'm going out with friends, or if I'm on a date with my husband, this is more of what I will do. And as you see, that just brought so much more warmth and color to my face. The next thing that I do is use Merit's Flush Balm. This is their blush. Again, this is, I'm sure, very expired. This used to be like up in a little bubble, and that is what is left. And I literally take this brush and I shove it down in there and I go like this, and it works for me. So I haven't made it to try Crunchi's or any other blushes. So Crunchi's comes in a little container that's similar to their lip gloss. I really like them because they're glass, but I feel like you can't get much out of them. Quite honestly, like, even when you first get a lip gloss, let me show you this one. This is obviously not theirs. This is Everyday for Future. They sent me this for gifting for Christmas, and it's so nice. They were selling it in Sprouts for stocking stuffers, but it just, like, there's so much on here. So when you put it on, there's just a ton of gloss. And I feel like with Crunchies, you can't get anything out, even when you first get them. Like, there's hardly anything on there. And I feel like their blushes are gonna be the same because it's similar packaging. They're not super cheap, and so I don't wanna get something that I'm not really able to use. That I just put above the bronzer, and again, I'm just getting a lot more glow and youthfulness and warmth to my face. Then I have been putting on some eyeshadows. I have the matte neutrals and the enchanted neutrals. The matte neutrals are neutrally brown colors, and then the enchanted neutrals are more pinky browns. And so today I'm gonna do the matte neutrals. What I've been doing most days is just using this one, most days recently. I think this one's Latte. And so I just take a little bit onto this brush. This is another Morphe. And I've just been putting it on the bottom of my lid, kind of all over. If I were to do an actual look, I would put darker colors in the outside and lighter ones here, but I just feel like this is a really nice everyday. I have some veins that you can see in my eyelids, and so I feel like this just helps neutralize. Also, I wasn't wearing this a lot, but then when I do this much makeup on my face and then nothing on my eyes, I feel like you can tell. So I've just recently started putting on a little bit more eyeshadow, even for a more basic look. Off camera, I just blended that up a little bit higher. One issue that I have a lot, if you have advice for this, please let me know, is these lines under my eyes. I always have creasing there. The makeup there and the setting powder just creases. And I wanted to show you because if that's an issue that you have, and my eyes underneath, they feel kind of wet. Like, I can feel the SPF still. Maybe I don't have enough powder there, but I feel like powder will get stuck in it too. I don't know if that's gonna do anything, but we'll see. My brows are pretty full on their own. I don't tint them or do anything to them. They do need trimmed for sure. But I've just been taking this Merit volumizing pomade, and this has been long gone out. Like, there's really no product in here, but what I've been doing is just brushing them up because I feel like the color in it didn't do a whole lot anyways before for me. Yet I still dunk it in. But anyways, I just lift it up, and I feel like that does help to make them look a little neater. And then sometimes I'll go like this and set them down a bit. As you see, I didn't use highlighter. I kind of haven't been, but I could. Like if I would put some a little bit up there, I would. And then I put on my mascara. I've been using this one from Well People that I got from Target because I was in a crunch, and it's been working really well. But again, since we're kind of reviewing Crunchi a little bit more, I'll show you the Shattered Mascara. I had put off buying this for a while because I saw people say that it flaked, and I don't like that. And I've only been using it, I've probably only used it twice. So I actually did notice some flakes, but it's typically after I'm working out. So who knows if I'm touching my eyes or wiping them and stuff. So I don't know that that's totally fair. But this is one that it can look super natural, or you can build it. I really like to build, and I'm gonna do this looking in the actual mirror because I just touched my eyelid. I think the mascara does a really good job at building, so I'm really happy about that. I like a more dramatic eye look. For lips, I typically on a daily basis just do a gloss or a chapstick. My favorite chapstick that is clean is the Primarily Pure Peppermint Lip Balm. This one is so nice. It glides on so well, and it smells delicious. This is the Crunchi Hydro Gloss Lip Oil, and I've started to see the whole way through it, but I cannot reach the product up here or down here. So I feel like not a lot comes out. It's almost like the top is too skinny or something. Like look how dry that is. There's a lot of product in there still, and it's just dry. Like I've been trying to scrape it out, but at this point, I can't reach the bottom, can't reach the tops, so I got a tiny bit. So I already have this gloss on that I showed you, but this does give pretty color, even that little bit, when you can get it out. But I would love if they would fix that. And this is actually a redesign of their packaging, so I don't know that that's on their priority list. But that is all. I made a total mess of my makeup vanity because I didn't put things away. This is the look. One last thing that is a super nice touch is this organic rose mist toner. I use this a lot in my skincare routine, but it also says on the back that you can use it as a setting spray. It just has this nice light floral, obviously rose scent. So I will link this one as well. It's cruelty free. It's in a glass bottle, 100% organic Bulgarian rose water. And it actually is down to here already. So I will be restocking this as well. But it just is a nice refresher for the day if you need to refresh your makeup, or if you're just kind of in a bad mood or maybe tired. Like it's a nice thing to just kind of mist on. So I wanted to share that as well if you want something to set your makeup. Like I said, I am not an affiliate of Crunchies. Actually, the person that I buy from is one of you. It's someone that literally watched my first video and connected with me, and we were chatting, and she's a Crunchi affiliate, so I just shopped through her. But this is a look, and honestly, if I keep using that much Crunchi makeup, maybe I should look into it. I don't know. I don't really know what it entails. But thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate the suggestion on the video. So if you have anything that you'd like to see in particular, please let me know. Let me know if you've tried any of these products, and if you use Crunchi or non-toxic products, like low-tox products. Let me know if you have any good recs below. If you are a brand that is watching this and you have any really clean products that you would like to send me, I would be happy to try them out as well, because as you see, there's a bit of a monopoly on the market going. I feel like I only used Merit, and now I pretty much only use Crunchi. If you want to see that first Crunchi video, I will attach that here, as well as some of my other videos where I talk about clean product swaps and things like that. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber already. I love you all so much. I'll see you in the next one.